Hello everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Come on in and get settled. Hello. We will start in just a moment. For those of you who may be tuning in for the first time, hello and welcome. For those of you who are returning, it's good to see you again. I am Soleil, Mambo Soleil to some of you all. I am the founder and the facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I'm Coven Mother of Vision of Dawn Tour. I am your weekly reader, and I am a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello. We are here for the weekly energy reading. These happen every Sunday, occasionally on Mondays. This is where we come together just to get a little bit of an understanding of what the energy of the week has in store for us. So as you come into the room, let me turn off Aaliyah. Okay. As you come into the room, say hello. Hit the scale emojis if you can on your phone. The scales are helpful for me. They're synchronized to my energy. They let me know that you are with me and that you're in agreement with what we're talking about here in space. So hit the scales as you come into the room. If you are here because you saw me post in a group that I'll be taking questions from the audience, I definitely will. But that always happens once I've gotten through the general weekly energy reading for everybody, okay? Hello, Nicole. Good to see you. Hello, Labalyn. Hello, Tiffany. Thank you, everyone who's here and who has the time to join. I appreciate you tremendously. I also want to thank everybody who gave me well wishes last week while I was recovering from the shingles. I'm much better now. Energy is still not 100% where it needs to be, but I don't have any splotches on me, don't have any nerve pain. I am deeply, deeply grateful for my recovery. And again, I want to thank you all for being kind and giving me well wishes. Those of you that I had to reschedule appointments with, thank you so much for your patience and your flexibility. Those of you who did not allow me to reschedule, you know, I still love y'all, but what the fuck? There were some of y'all that still made me do your readings while I was sick as a fuck, right? And I told y'all I was gonna put y'all on blast, so don't act like you're surprised. But yeah, thank you again for everybody who gave well wishes. We only have 2 more weeks left of 2025. That is insane. 2 more weeks. So for those of you who have been drained by this year, you get to say goodbye to it really, really soon. Those of you who may not have been drained by the year, but had a fire lit under you. You get to take this time to really thank the year for what it's brought into your life. So we're going to go ahead and get straight. I actually want to use Tarot the Divine to start. Y'all, as soon as I bought a backup of this, because I lost the other one, I found it. Literally 2 days after I opened the replacement, I found the old one. Mind you, I've been looking for it since May. But I now have 2 of these, so that's fine. But we're going to start with this. Let's get into the general reading for the week. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about the week ahead of us? What does the week of December 15th through the 21st have in store for us in terms of lessons, blessings, breakthrough experiences? What will we encounter? Give us wisdom about how we can best navigate the next 7 days that lie ahead of us. Give us wisdom about who we need to be and what we need to be able to see about ourselves, our environment, and our actions that will allow us to move with mastery. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. 3 of Wands. I love that. 3 of Wands fell out in the shuffle. Hey, JL, it's good to see you. Yeah, I'm doing much better. Energy is still building back up, but my health is good and I'm grateful. That was a really big reality check because in the list of stress-based illnesses, shingles is so low. So I'm grateful. And it was a reality check about making sure that I manage my stress levels moving forward. But the Three of Wands fell out for our general reading. And I love that for us. I think that's a perfect energy for us to come across in the last 2.5 weeks of the year. A lot of us are making progress, even those of us who may not be satisfied with what that progress looks like. We are in the blessed position of being able to move forward. This is an energy of moving forward, of stepping into the future, of the plans you developing, unfolding in a way that allows you to not only move in progress, but to feel that progress, to see how big the world is, to see what your opportunities open you up to. Love that for us. Now let's see. Hold on, this Palo is burning way faster than I anticipated. Many of us are blessed to be in communities that are about progress, not about gossip, not about pettiness, not about conflict for the sake of conflict. I learned really hard lessons these last 2 years about the fact that there are some people who really thrive on drama, on conflict. They're not motivated by peace, right? And for many of us, that is not our situation. It's not how we move, and it's not what our environment reflects in us. We are surrounded by people who respect us, who see our skill sets. And it's not that they see our skill sets in a covetous way. They see it in a, this benefits the wealth and the health and the productivity of my community kind of way. Hey, Lovana, good to see you. I need to check in on you because I'm curious about how your first term is wrapped up. But let me stay focused. We are in a very blessed position, right? Three of Pentacles is a steel, sharpening steel energy. And it takes a lot of not just respect for the people around you, but respect for self to not only have developed this kind of community, but to, I hate the language of take advantage, but to thrive, right? In this kind of space. Many of us are closing out 2025 with this being our reality. It may not have always been our reality, but it is our current reality. And the reason why we are vibrating in this way is because we have fought really hard, worked really hard to develop a stable foundation for ourselves, right? Not only stable foundation in terms of like the materials of home and community and comfort, but also stability within us, clarity about the types of peace we want in our life. We are ending this year with opportunity for reflection and celebration. This is an energy of homecoming, being able to account for how far you come and express love and gratitude for it, and to really love on the people who have nurtured you and supported you in being able to create that for yourself. Please pick up what I'm putting down. These next 2.5 weeks, there needs to be a lot of focus, not only on how far you've come, but an expression of love and gratitude for those who have gotten you there. That is what homecoming is about. That is what the celebration of the Four of Wands is about. That sounds simple. That sounds obvious, but you have to work to structure your focus so that you are aware of that. Thank you so much, JL. JL says that the reading is affirming, right? King of Swords is a very focused energy. It's a very logical and discerning energy. Traditional representations of the King of Swords, I think this representation is beautiful, right? But the traditional Rider-Waite representation of the King of Swords that we are most used to is of a king on his throne in the clouds. Why is he on his throne in the clouds? Everybody don't have access to him like that. And that makes him have a reputation of being an asshole or being bougie or being stuck up or whatever, because he is the professor, the lawyer, But that allows him to move with precision. That allows him to be his most effective. Because if he is not distracted by people who don't have the same moral, intellectual, ethical investments as him, he knows he can get distracted. He knows he can lose the broader war of his life. So the way that he cuts through the bullshit is by not letting everybody get to him, not letting everybody touch him. You have to have a certain kind of moral, intellectual to get close to the King of Swords. Why am I bringing this up? People from your past ain't in, they don't give a fuck about none of that. The people from your past, the people who aren't used to seeing you thrive, the people, it could just be people who feel like they are entitled to what you have, right? They don't give a fuck about none of that. They don't care, and they are low-key jealous of this Three of Pentacles energy you fought for and worked for and developed naturally. They don't want you to have peace because they don't feel like they have peace or stability. Who are you to not let me access you? There's a lot of reasons why, even though everything is beautiful and there's an energy of forward progression, there are a lot of reasons why there are people around you who want to distract you with petty conflicts, with disputes, with arguments, with throwing your past in your face. They want to bring an element of confusion into your life. Because if I can't have these things, why do you get to have this stability, this peace, this community? Five of Wands, apologies, is the card of the bully, because bullies project. They bully in order to distract you and to distract themselves from what's going on. This is a week where you have to be so grateful for where you are and how far you've come that the bullies can't even get to you. You don't even see what they have to say. Even the people that may think that they're doing good and running, telling that and bringing you information, it doesn't faze you. Because if you get wrapped up in this energy that is meant to distract you, that is meant to bring you down to size, that is meant to make you feel small in the face of your elevation, you can lose more than is necessary. I'm going to pick that up in a second. I want to get through the reading first. We have the Eight of Cups. Why is the Eight of Cups coming up? Well, in the past, a lot of you guys were susceptible to the bullies. In the past, you guys were distracted. We were distracted by the bullies, right? Eight of Cups, walking away from things that no longer serve us. We're not just walking around from confusion or stagnation. We're walking away from the habits, from the emotional filters that have once kept us stagnated. And I think, again, that ability to focus on the community that shapes you, that's in alignment with you, that ability to exercise not just gratitude, but constant celebration for what you've built and how far you've come. If you can stay rooted in that energy, there's no way you'll get distracted by the Five of Wands bullies, because you walk away, you turn your back to that, and you focus on the journey ahead. You focus on the ability to sharpen and expand who you are, right? This blessing not only positions you to be able to accept the elevation you've already crafted for yourself this year, right? But this is happening. What always happens right before you receive a blessing? The universe tests you, right? People test you. This is coming up because many of us are receiving some sort of promotion. Many of us are receiving some sort of increase, some sort of opportunity that brings us closer to increase. That's coming to us this week. Spirit is telling me to say in the next 10 days. For some of us, it'll happen in the next week. For a couple of us, it'll definitely take place before the 24th, okay? And the last thing you want to do is shit the bed or not be able to even be aware of the blessing that's coming to you because you were distracted by the bullies, okay? I see now why when I shuffled the Three of Wands fell out, because we're moving forward. We're moving forward, and it doesn't matter who from our past. It doesn't matter who from our old energy, right? The people that saw you when you were at your worst want you to always remember your worst, because that keeps you stuck. Move forward anyway. This is not a week to get distracted. There are too many blessings in your life. And whereas the old you may have allowed your boundaries to be down, for everybody to get close to you, for everybody to reach out and touch you and distract you whenever they felt like, who you are right now, who you are in this moment, You don't have time for that. So we don't have time for Five of Wands this week. We only have time to focus on the people that elevate us. We only have time to take count of our blessings so that we enter this next year with gratitude. We only have time to prepare for the promotions and the increase that are coming our way. Anything else, we don't see it, okay? That is your general reading. Where should we go next? La Balin says love. I'm going to go with La Balin's suggestion about love. We will do love next. I haven't done love readings yet with this particular Tarot of the Divine, so we'll see. I went out. Do you guys hear me? Okay. Can everybody hear me now? You see me now? I went out on purpose because I didn't want you guys to it's not necessarily an altar, but there is something that the best way I can explain it is that it lives behind me. I don't know any other way to say it. And I don't want people to see it. That's why I don't. If I have to move out of this chair, I get off camera. But good, I'm back on screen. Okay. JL, I want to say money last. So we're going to do love next. We'll do love next, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, and elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need as it relates to love, romance, matters of the heart as we go into this next week? Give us wisdom and insight into the nature of the lessons, blessings, breakthroughs, challenges we will encounter as it relates to love, romance in our lives in the week of December 15th through the 21st. Show us who we need to be. Show us what we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that will allow us to not only experience love, but allow others to experience us in an energy of love over these next 7 days. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Renee, good to see you. Good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. If you all know anyone who is interested in tarot, who likes live readings, share this link with them. The more people in the room, the merrier. If you have not already liked this video, take a moment to go ahead and like the video, okay? Alrighty. Some of y'all gotta go outside. Some of y'all gotta go outside. Clarify the tower. What do we need to know about the tower? Give me wisdom about the tower. Some of you guys may be in, if not situationships, relationships that are stagnating. This is not like an energy of somebody who's been with their partner for like more than 3 years. If you've been with someone for 3 years or under, or if you've been in a constant back and forth with someone, the wisdom that's coming forward is very much for you. It is general wisdom, so other people may benefit from it too, but I'm seeing that very clearly in this reading. Some of you guys are going to be ending something that you're not letting go of. Yeah. You guys have been trying to make something permanent that was never meant to be permanent. And it's causing you way more stress than it's worth. And you are going to have experiences within community from those who really love you and fuck with you that force you to look at the ways in which you are accepting mediocrity in your romantic life out of lack of faith. out of lack of hope. Um, Two of Wands, you have a lot of big ideas about what you want from love and romance. And you are a person that's constantly refining your desire, like in your mind and in your heart. You're always thinking about how you want to feel in love, the kind of home you want to build with somebody. These are things you're always thinking about, right? Two of Wands being a card of planning for your purpose, planning for the life you want for yourself, right? But some of you all have fallen asleep, for lack of better words, to the reality that you got to work to get that, right? Four Swords, when it's in its debilitation, is literally somebody who's using rest as a form of escapism. There's like a little bit of laziness and scapegoating, for lack of better words, or not scapegoating, escapism that's involved when the Four Swords is in reverse. So even though there's a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of journaling around what you want for romance, it's not matching how you show up energetically and how you go after things, right? You are very, very blessed to be surrounded by a community that loves you and really fucks with you, and the way that they love you and the type of love they want for you. So beautiful, so supreme. You also, another part of the reason around this stagnation may be coming up is that some of you may have a friend of a friend, or a friend who's like a family member, someone in your community that is actually a better romantic match for you. But because you have low-key kind of friend zoned them, or you have been distracted with this unhealthy romantic attachment, you aren't leaving space open for it. You can't see it because, again, you have martyred yourself, sacrificed yourself to this escapism of this lingering relationship or situationship, right? Page of Cups, somebody who is really struggling with being able to discern their escapist fantasies from reality. Somebody who thinks that if they fantasize about something enough, they can will it into reality. A huge part of those of you who are in whatever situationship thing I'm talking about have stuck around in this, even though you know it's dead and it's not moving forward, is because your fantasies about who this person can be and what this relationship could be are outweighing the reality that you are in. And it's not a good one. You don't feel good. You don't feel loved. You don't feel precious. There's going to be a tower moment that you can't look back from. At some point, you're not going to be able to continue to escape your delusions around this situation. There's going to be a falling out. It's going to crumble. It's going to feel like a nightmare to you. But the only reason why it feels that way is because you need to work on your hope and your faith that there is something better for you. The same thing that makes this feel like a nightmare is the same reason why you're dealing with this situationship. Because you have some sort of blockage or some sort of feeling of lack where you think that this is all you are going to get. And you're taking I'd rather have a piece of a man than all of a man. I'd rather have pieces of a relationship than a full one energy. So this is being broken because it needs to be moved the fuck out of the way for your benefit. But even though it's for your benefit, you're going to experience it as worse than what it is. Spirit is begging you to be a Queen of Swords. Learn from this pain. Learn from what you have allowed yourself to accept. Let it sharpen you and give you wisdom and move forward. If you do the inverted, the reversal, the debilitated Queen of Swords thing, where you let it make you embittered and you get angry towards love, that's not going to help you. That's not going to serve you. So to summarize, those of you who are in a waning relationship or a situationship and you know who you are, don't even front to yourself. You know that you've been going back and forth with this person and they have not been committal. You know. You know that this is somebody that loves, bombs you, and then disappears for periods of time. You know what's happening. For those of you who are in that situation, you got in this situation because of some sort of intellectual or emotional laziness, right? And you have accepted something subpar because it was easier to accept subpar and fantasize and project that it's better than what it is than it was to go out and get what you deserve. And that's not even, it doesn't even match up with the people that love on you and this person that is desiring you from afar, but is not coming after you because you distracted with some bullshit. Whenever what this is that's happening, that's going to happen, where you guys fall out, let the fallout take place. Because if you don't sit with the reality of what you're going through, it's only going to make you embittered. Take the wisdom from this situation. Move differently so that you can have better in terms of your romantic future. Okay? I know that's hyper specific, but spirit only makes me get super specific when somebody needs to hear it. So whoever needs that wisdom, take it. Okay? Let's look at health and wellness next. Then we'll wrap up with money and career. Okay? Ancestors, ascended master spirits, walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about our wealth and wellness? Not wealth and wellness. Ancestors, what do we need to know about our health and wellness as we go into this next week? Give us insight into what we learn about our mind, our body, our soul, how to take care of it, how to protect it. Ooh. During the week of December 15th through the 21st. If there are any lessons, blessings, breakthroughs, challenges related to mind, body, and spirit coming our way, please prepare us so that we know how to deal with it, how to heal ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Wealth, I really said wealth and wellness. I really said wealth and wellness. Okay. An additional card fell out, and I don't know which is which, so I'm going to go ahead and just read all 7. So I thought that when I got sick last week that would be the end of it, but some of us, and it's funny because I was ill, and then I spoke to several people in my community, and a bunch of people were sick. People were like, I got COVID. I got, I'm dealing with IBS issue. Like everybody was sick at the same time. Unfortunately, there's going to be more of that, especially for those of us who have been avoiding personal reflection. Y'all remember that there was a few months, if not just a few weeks, but I felt like a few months, where I was really, really harping on shadow work in the readings, right? And there are a lot of us who've avoided our shadow work, and that's going to carry into the year. But not just shadow work in terms of our shadows, personal reflection in general, right, has been it's the year of the snake. 2025 is the year of the snake. So shedding and becoming anew has been a thing. There are a lot of us, and I'm saying us because this is a collective reading. There are a lot of us who have not heeded that information. And because of that, we are going to get sick again. So do not be surprised if you deal with some sort of illness, especially related to stress and a weakened immune system going into this next week. Let this be a teacher. Again, the avoidance of self-reflection, hermit. Hermit is Virgo energy. Virgos, if anything, are critical, right? Critical, not just in a judgy way, and there are judgy, but critical in a this needs to be refined, this needs to be perfected, right? There's better regimen in play or in front of us, kind of thing. And if I just pay attention to myself, if I just fix myself, things will get better. I think this is an energy that is necessary for many of us who are watching this either live and in the replay. We've not been refining ourselves when it comes to health specifically. I've been saying for weeks, there are things in our diet we need to release. There are things we need to do to increase physical movement. But many folks have not been doing that. Now, the ones who have been, y'all are good. If you've been on your hermit shit, you're good. And it's going to show up in your discipline. Many of us have garnered new forms of discipline that are really helping us in terms of strengthening our health. For some of you, though, this is inverted, this Hierophant energy. And you haven't been doing that because you can be a little bit of a tyrant, right? Hierophant in its debilitation is someone who's hard-headed, who's dogmatic. Some of you guys have not wanted to change your health routines. And because of that, you are going to learn some heartbreaking lessons. I think some of us are going to get some news around our health. Even if it's not bad news, again, you may get sick this week. And this is something you should have learned by now, right? Because that tends to be part of the energy of Three of Swords. It's a lesson that it's like, okay, you're repeating it, but you're only repeating it because you refuse to learn it, right? Spirit would love for you to go ahead and take in the information and let it change how you move, how you think around your health. A lot of you have a burn the wick at both ends. I'm just going to power through. I'll rest when this is over energy. And it's not helping you, right? Because you think that makes you look like a hard worker and very powerful, but it actually makes you look a little chaotic and disconnected to other people, right? So again, you're burning the wick at both ends. You're trying to power through projects and things, and it's not landing the way you think it is, right? Eight of Wands can be very scattered. It can be very impulsive, right? So the rest you're not allowing your body to have. You're thinking you're doing it to meet a deadline or to power through something, and it's showing up in terms of scattered energy, right? Knight of Wands. I love the Knight of Wands. And I think for this reading, it's coming up because some of you guys have a hard time being in the present moment. What do I mean by that? Overworking yourself in the present because of anxiety about the future. Because that's the only reason why you're doing the Knight of Wands. I have to take every opportunity. I have to say yes to everything, thing, right? Because instead of being rooted in the present moment, the way that a Knight of Wands is, you have all this anxiety about the future and what may or may not come. You're overworking yourself in the moment, right? That is only going to lead to sickness. We got the Tower again. Tower fell out again, right? So the way that you avoid this Tower is that hermit energy, that reflection that you've been called to, that refinement around how am I organizing my day? How am I taking care of myself? Am I even making sure that I'm hydrating when I first wake up in the morning? Or am I going straight to my cell phone and doom scrolling, right? All of those things that are related to regimen, hermit, Virgo, if you know that you've been avoiding them, use this week to anchor into them, because it's only that you continue to avoid it that is going to lead you to sickness. It's going to lead you to hitting your head in some sort of way that could be avoided, okay? I hope that resonated with someone. We're going to wrap up with the money reading. I'm going to switch decks to wrap up with the money reading, and that just feels right. I'm going to go back to Afro Anime. Ancestors, angels, and master spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we as a collective need to know about money, wealth, abundance as we go into the week of December 15th through the 21st. Give us wisdom about our relationship with money and abundance, how we can strengthen it, how we can honor it, how we can position ourselves to see more resources coming in than what we release. If there are any blockages around our abundance and expansion, highlight them and teach us how to remove them. If there are any blessings coming our way, give us wisdom so that we can show up in the grace necessary to honor the blessings coming our way. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hey, Superzar, good to see you. Clarify the tower. What do we need to know about the tower? What is the wisdom that the tower is giving us about money for the week of December 15th through the 21st? There are beliefs that we have around money that need to be left in the past. And these beliefs particularly are around worthiness, right? There are some of you all who, okay, Whew. Give me the word, Spirit. Help me with articulation. Some of you create financial blockages for yourself or deficits for yourself because your spirits don't like the way that you handle money. What do I mean by that? If you are a person that thinks that having more money makes you better than the next person, depending on the nature of the spirits around you, don't be surprised if you find yourself broke. Don't be surprised if running after money puts you in a position where you experience a loss or a tower moment. And it is meant to teach you about the ways in which you may be over prioritizing money in terms of letting it define A, your happiness, but B, how you evaluate the worth of other people, including yourself in your life. Very first card we have, death card. There are ways of thinking about money that are not serving you. And rather than ignoring that, you need to let those false beliefs, those negative habits die. Let them die. Go ahead, release them so that you can have a rebirth and become a better person, right? Why is this coming up? Some of you guys are not going after your own personal passions because of what you believe about money. What does that mean? If you are, I'm not going to do because there's no money in it, but doing the thing is going to bring you certification or bring you training or whatever that brings you closer to your purpose, you should be dedicated to that. The Chariot is literally a card about ambition and being dedicated to personal purpose. Some of you who are watching this either live or in the replay have confused wealth accumulation with purpose. That confusion is showing up in your life and creating financial blockages, right? And so you need to work on your relationship to your hope and your faith. Why is this an issue of hope and faith? Because if you had faith in your purpose, you wouldn't be worried about money. If you had faith that in answering your calling, you'll be taken care of, you wouldn't move the way that you do. So this is a week that really highlights, for some of us, the negative beliefs we have about money and how that creates blockages for us. Queen of Cups. Why is she here in this reading? Especially under the Death card. Again, we're talking about purpose, right? Queen of Cups knows that she's a nurturer, and because she knows that she's a nurturer, she has to start with the nurturing and the taking care of herself. She's also somebody who's very giving, naturally psychic, harnessing not only her creative energy, but the creative energy of those around her. This is under the Death card. Some of us who are watching this, both live and in the replay, have fallen so out of our purpose that we're not nurturing our heart in the things that fill us up. And that money-hungry tendency that may have been causing you to disconnect from yourself, from your passions, and also what makes you a loving person, it's going to cost you. So that's why the Queen of Cups is coming up. Some of you get big sums of money and your heart still feels empty. That's telling you something, right? And if even with that information you're still chasing money, don't be surprised that you have a tower moment. Don't be surprised that you run after and strive towards something that you thought was going to bring you stability, and then you end up finding out that it was false. Now, here's the thing. I've been saying, you probably are sick of hearing me saying, I've been saying delay is not denial. I've been saying that for months. A setback is not a failure. So whatever this tower moment that you all experience, this lost opportunity, this whatever, let it help you pivot. Two of Wands. Let it give you wisdom and information that supports you in moving and thinking differently. Let it be the thing that helps you develop a new idea of what you want for your future and for it to look like, and get serious about it. King of Swords. Get so rooted in your passions, in your purpose, that you don't let yourself get distracted by bullshit, including a small setback. Because the towers are small setbacks. They feel huge because of ego. We don't like to fall in front of other people. So this is going to be something that feels huge because of ego, but it's meant to teach you something, okay? If you can learn your lesson and pivot and move differently, it's going to be good. But if you are one of those people that still chooses to be wrapped up in this understanding of my bank account is not where I want to be, so therefore I'm a failure, it's only going to lead you to more depression. This is not a week about the accumulation of money. This is a week where you have to ask yourself, why do I not fight as passionately to move towards my purpose when money is not where I want to be? Why do I use finances as an excuse to justify how I show up in terms of my passions, in terms of my purpose, in terms of what I claim to love? Because if it's just dollar signs, you're not going to get close to your passion or your purpose, because most people have to go through a period of sacrifice, a period where they're not making, a period of, even if they are making, it's little, right? Everybody has to go through that in order to execute their purpose. That's just part of the work. But if you feel like the only evidence of you showing up in your passion and purpose is big sums of money or money that you can use to flex on other people, this is going to be a heartbreaking week for you. There's something that you're not going to get. And it's not something that's going to shatter your world. It's going to shatter your ego. There's something going on with those who are watching either live or in the replay where there's too much connection between money and ego. And that's causing delays in how we stand in our purpose. It's causing us to be distracted. And it's a crisis of hope and faith. Okay? Not the money reading that I know y'all were expecting. It wasn't the money reading I was expecting either. But this is letting you know the reason why you're not happy with your money is because you're conflating money with purpose. You're conflating money with a symptom or evidence of purpose. And if you move that way, you will continue to be hurt and you will continue to be disappointed. Okay? That is the money reading for the week. We're now at the end of the general readings, all 4 of them. This is where I go ahead and I take questions from the audience. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Thank you for joining. If anyone has any questions for me, now is the time to go ahead and type them in the comments. Hey, Sylvia, this is where I take questions from the audience. If you have a question, go ahead and type it in the comments. Love offerings are not required for a reading, but they are deeply, deeply appreciated, okay? Not only do I give you 4 general spreads, I'm taking individual questions from the audience. So if you have it to give, even if it's $1, go ahead and send your love offering below to Cash App or my PayPal. If you are not in a position to give a love offering, no worries at all. Again, like this video. Subscribe to this channel if you are not already subscribed. Share this channel with somebody. I'm still trying to grow my channel, little baby channel. Would love, 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 love to get to over 1,000 in 2026. So share. There are other ways you can show your appreciation if you can't do it with dollars, okay? That was a tough reading, but very much needed. I thank you for saying that. Whenever I do a money reading and it's not overtly positive, I get a little nervous because I never want people to shut down and not listen to it, right? And I think that wisdom is really important. And as somebody, you guys know, I got my start as a priestess doing financial trauma recovery stuff for people. The way that you think about money can create blockages for you. And I have seen people create, so I know that's why I know the reading is accurate. I've seen what it does to people. People that have thriving businesses one moment, and then the next thing you know, their businesses fall apart because they had all of this stuff rooted in their beliefs of power and worthiness and around money. And if their spirits don't like that, guess what happens? Their blessings disappear, right? So again, thank you, Josette, for pointing that out. It was a tough thing to hear, but for those who heard it and if it resonated with you, please don't let your ego flare up. Take the advice. I'm going to tell you this. It's easier to bring in money because you changed your thoughts than it is to try to find ways to bring in money because you're trying to appeal to the whims of people. So change those thoughts. Change those beliefs, okay? Updates. Forecast readings are still available. That is my limited time offering. We have it available for 7 more weeks, okay? So after the first week of February, forecast readings will not be available. If you know you want to get a 2026 forecast reading, please go ahead and book it now while it is available, okay? Our next class for Patreon is going to be a tarot class on Tuesday the 16th. I'm going to be teaching people how to read tarot intuitively. A lot of you guys want to learn how to read tarot. You are overwhelmed because it is 78 cards, all of which have very specific nuances and meanings. I did not learn how to read tarot the way that I read now until I was taught how to do it intuitively. Doesn't matter how much you memorize the meanings. If you can't do it intuitively, that is the difference between a diviner and somebody who just cares about the cards, okay? So if you are not already signed up for my Patreon at a paid membership level, but you want to take advantage of the exclusive Patreon only classes, the Tuesday intuitive tarot reading class being one of them, go ahead and sign up for the class, okay? My Patreon link is below. If you sign up at the friendship tier or higher, you get access to every live class, as well as access to the replays. You get access to exclusive Patreon only readings, a lot of offerings. If you sign up at the highest tier, you get a reading from me every month. I think it's worth it, especially if you like one-on-one readings and you know you are a person that benefits from monthly counsel. So that's the Patreon forecast. What else? Keep your eyes open because I am working on a new batch of the Rich Spirit Body Wash. So if you know you want to have a bottle for yourself, if you know you want to gift it to other people, now is a great time to go ahead and purchase, okay? Let me go ahead and scroll through the comments to see who has questions. Again, my Cash App and my PayPal are scrolling below. So go ahead and send a love offering if you have the ability to. La Balin, I have burning questions regarding a love interest and a family tower. Can you throw and let the ancestors choose which one needs my focus and what advice they have regarding how to navigate it? I love that. Nobody's ever asked me to do it that way before, La Balin. So gladly, this is good practice for me. So thank you so much, ancestors, angels, ascended master spirits, to walk with me. Ask you to connect with the ancestors in La Balin's court. Those that are present and around her right now, please call them forward. Please ask them to reveal where they want her to focus her energy. Is it on this love situation? Is it on the family situation? And with either one they choose, what is the wisdom they want to pour into her at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. After La Balin, I'll go to you next, JL, and then I'm going to try to do at least 4 or 5 questions tonight. I don't know how many I have the energy for. If I have energy for more than 4 or 5, I'll let you know, but that is the minimum that I am willing to commit to tonight, okay? And so far, I've received 1 love offering. Thank you so much. If anyone else wants to send a love offering, please go ahead and feel free to do so, okay? They want you to focus on the family tower moment. And the reason why they want you to focus on it, from what I'm seeing from these 3 cards and the nature of the tower moment, it has a lot to do with you holding your boundaries or with you facing your challenges, right? I think you may have been someone who's acquiesced a lot in the past as it relates to family. And with you holding this boundary and it falling into what you described as a tower, this feels like a crisis to you. Spirit is saying that your family is going to survive this, that they're going to be stable, but this is about you breaking an unhealthy attachment in your family, okay? First card we have, Strength card. Doing it scared, meeting your challenges head on, not running away from the thing that brings you fear. There's a part of you that, again, with the acquiescing, you would love to just go ahead and be like, okay, I bend, I yield, because you want it to be over with. But that's not what's going to bring change in terms of your family, okay? 4 of Wands, homecoming, stable foundation. Even though this feels heavy and it's big, your family is a stable one. It's going to be fine. You guys will recover. This will turn into something that you guys look back on in the future. But a lot of what's going on is because of unhealthy attachments. And when we talk about the unhealthy attachments of the devil, we automatically think of addictions and shit. Sometimes it can be. It can be alcohol and stuff, but it's never that simple. Unhealthy attachments or toxic patterns can be ways of being. It can be ways of speaking to people. It can be types of transgressions within families that people are coerced and groomed into ignoring. I had a whole ass, and if he watches this and gets mad, I don't give a fuck. I have a whole ass uncle that was serially stealing shit from people in the family. And when a couple people first came through and said something, they were scapegoated and black sheeped for saying something because it was always an unspoken understanding that when this uncle steals, you just take the loss and get over it. Fuck that, right? So again, this is only a 3-card reading, so I don't know the nature of the thing that's taking place in your family. But Spirit really wants you to focus on this because, yes, even though it hurts, and again, remember, towers are ego deaths. What we are experiencing as the falling apart of our world is not the falling apart of our world. It's something that may be embarrassing or hurts our ego, right? And the family hurts the ego because we all want to believe we come from good families, whatever the fuck that means, right? But yeah, your family wants you to, no, not your family. Well, it is your family because it's your ancestors. Your ancestors want you to focus on the family issue, because this is going to strengthen you in a way that's really necessary. And in the process of strengthening you, you literally break a toxic pattern, a generational curse, if you will, by handling this. Let me know if that resonated with you. Let me know if that was helpful for you or not. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole said that my classes for Patreon are really, really good. Sanidra is also excited about Tuesday's class. I think Tuesday's class is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a minute since I've taught a tarot-specific class in the Patreon, so I think that we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. JL, what advice, guidance, and actions do my spirit team have for me regarding the next steps for my business? La Balin, it resonates. Thank you. Good. I'm glad that it was helpful. I'm glad that it was helpful. And please know that I'm here if you ever want to check in and have a conversation off stream, off camera. I love my family, but my family is a complicated situation for me. I low-key started my spiritual journey trying to heal from things through my family. So I have a soft spot for people that are trying to navigate family shit. So let's see. Ancestors, angels, cinemasters, spirits. Let me switch decks because it feels right to switch decks. Let's go to Game of Thrones. Ancestors, angels, cinemasters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What does JL need to know from the spirits in her court that will allow her to figure out what she needs to do next with her business? What direction should she go in? Where should her efforts be focused at this time? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. So there's an interesting thing that I'm seeing in this spread. There is no new step they want you to go in. There's an issue of refinement and choices, right? We have the Moon card, the Page of Cups, and the Two of Swords, right? So there's something about how you're going after your business, how you're conceptualizing your business, how you see your business that is, I won't say that it's unhealthy, but it's rooted in some sort of distortion, right? It's like you're doing it one way, but you're doing it for some sort of shadow reason. So they really want you to take some time to reflect over what your anxieties are about your business, how that's shaping how you're going after things, and what the false belief is behind why you're executing the way you are, if that makes sense. Because with the Page of Cups, it's clear you are creative, you have good ideas, you're just figuring out how to make those good ideas legible to other people, right? So it's not even so much about something else you need to be doing. It's just about the focus around what you're already doing and focusing on the legibility of it to other people, right? And also there's some sort of like, and this is what I mean by this is about refinement. We have the Two of Swords. So you're kind of still in between, and there's something that you low-key feel like it's like there's a project or a task that you don't want to do, but you do it because you feel like you have to, and you oscillate between this is stupid, I don't want to do it, and well, I'm gonna do it because it's a necessity. Spirit wants you to take your time to get clear about that thing. Because if it's actually not a necessity, it's just a distraction, and you need to let it go so you can move forward. If it is a necessity, you have to change your relationship to it so that you can do it with passion instead of being conflicted about it. I hope that answered your question, because the answer is nothing. There is no next step. There's a refinement of the steps you're already engaged in and whether or not they're effective that they want you to focus on. Does that make sense? Let me know if that was helpful for you, JL. After JL, we have, I believe this is Sylvia. I was paid lesser than my services last week. Do my spirits think it's wise to escalate to small claims court? That is a good question. Let's look into that really quickly. All right, so we have Sylvia, and then I'll do Josette next. And then I can probably do one or two more people after Josette. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, along with me. Ooh. What can you tell us about Sylvia being paid less than her services? Would it be in her best interest to escalate this to small claims court? If so, what will that open up for her? What will it close? If not, are there other strategies she should be taking? Now, mind you, this is a 3-card reading. I'm going to try to answer as thoroughly as I can. I always do, but it is just a 3-card, okay? You are very, very welcome, JL. No, I'm not saying that it may not be something that you can deal with in small claims court in the future, but it's in right now they're saying it's impulsive. Like it's a big leap, right? And that's the thing about Knight of Swords. They can get so wrapped up in how they see a thing and executing something the way that they want to, that they cause more damage in how they go after it, right? There is more than likely some sort of bureaucracy or protocol that you need to go through that's much more effective than jumping straight to small claims court. In fact, jumping straight to that may cause more collateral damage than necessary. It's going to be more stress on you in the long run. 9 of Wands being the card of wounded warrior, right? So these 2 cards together are telling me that the stress of small claims court is not worth it. A, because of the damage that you do, but also the stress it puts on you. So we end with the Death card being rebirth. You need to take a little bit of time and look at this differently. There's probably another way that you should be going about this. So give yourself a moment to reflect and have a rebirth around this. Another thing I get from this Nine of Wands is that there was probably some sort of error due to overwork, which is why you got paid less than what you were supposed to, right? Which is another reason why they're saying slow down, don't rush, don't be impulsive. Check the channels. Talk to payroll. Talk to people who are involved in this situation. I feel like you're going to get better results doing it that way than just jumping straight to small claims. Let me know if that resonates with you or not. Okay. We'll do Josette, and then I will try to get another person after that. Maybe Super Czar or someone else. I don't know. Let's see. Josette wants to know. I've been working specifically on my heart chakra. Is there something else I need to work on in my heart space? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me. What does Josette need to work on as it relates to their heart chakra? Is there anything else that they need to be doing at this time in terms of supporting a balanced and healed heart space? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Again, I want to thank you all for supporting these live readings, these live streams. I know that you guys asked for the questions to be asked or answered because the answers are helpful to you. But there are some of you who have never gotten a one-on-one reading from me and you ask questions here religiously. I'm not saying that to shame you. I'm saying that to say that these short 3-card readings will never replace an intensive one-on-one reading, okay? So I would strongly encourage you to book a private reading. I think the forecast reading is a really, really great one to start with, but you can get a general as well, right? So make sure that you check out my website and consider booking a one-on-one with me, okay? Josette, I'm going to say something to you, and I hope that you can receive it in the spirit that it's meant, because it may sound harsher than intended. And I recently had this conversation with a client 2 days ago, and I think that they still don't get it either. I think you're going to get it, though. Your spiritual work is not the same as academic work. What do I mean? It's not as simple as you turning in assignments and being like, okay, I'm done now, right? I get my degree. I get my heart chakra degree, right? I don't think it's your intention to approach your spiritual work in that way, but that's how it's landing on spirit, right? And they're warning you about it because if you continue to do your spiritual work, whether it's your heart chakra training or other things, if you continue to do your spiritual work in that way, where you're just kind of plowing through it instead of being tapped in and present to the work and how it feels and if it's changing you, you will experience a tower moment, right? You will experience some sort of painful interaction or ego death because right now you're doing your spiritual work in somewhat of a disconnected way. You should be able to feel whether or not your heart chakra work is working and landing, right? Is it changing how you love? Are you feeling more open and receptive? You should be able to answer those things, right? Instead of figuring out like what's the next thing on the checklist. If you continue to approach it in the latter in that checklist kind of way, it's not going to help you, right? This is literally a bigger lesson that you need to learn about being a magician, being a spiritualist, being somebody that has the tools you need to heal yourself. Same way you have the tools to heal yourself, you have the tools to assess whether or not you are feeling improvement. So this needs to be a question that you answer for you. You should be able to sit in meditation and stillness and ask your heart what it needs, right? These are things, this is part of the work in teaching yourself to do the work. We end with the Ace of Wands, right? Ace of Wands is new beginnings around passions. So there's some sort of, if you do your heart chakra work correctly, And if you listen to your heart, they will tell you what this new passion is. There's some sort of creative project or endeavor that you should be reignited around, or I'm literally seeing like a flame under somebody's ass. I don't know why. That is the image that I just saw. But it should be igniting of passion or a fire in you. And if that's happening, then yes, you did the work right. And that needs to be the next thing you focus on, right? So I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you can receive this message. But the short answer is you need to be working on listening to your heart so it can tell you what's next. And if you are at the point where you can hear your heart clearly, it's going to give you the assignment. Let me know if that resonates with you. Let me know if that was helpful for you, okay? Superstar said all of this week's readings resonated, reminding us to be gracious for who and what we already have. You gonna make me cry, girl. We can save ourselves from so many problems and complications just by remembering who we are and being grateful for what we have. Thank you so much, Superstar. I'm grateful that that resonated with you. How do you prefer messaging, email or by phone? You can text me, 404-654-3246. 404-654-3246. Sinidra, if you're still here, if you would be so kind as to put my work number in the comments section, I would greatly appreciate it. For whatever reason, when I'm on StreamYard and I try to post a comment, it doesn't pick up for some reason. I answer my emails, and my main email is Hounsi, Hounsi, Soleil, SOLE @gmail.com. I answer my emails regularly, but not nearly as regularly as I answer my texts. So if you want to get a response from me quicker, text me at my work number. 404-654-3246 is my business number. That is the Soleil Conjure Shop number. Yes, I do answer it. Yes, I do text back. Okay. So you can message me that way, and that's how you get the quickest response. Let's see. Are there any other questions? I wanted to get a second opinion because I was really hurt knowing my value, but I don't want to make impulsive decisions. Yeah. And like I said, they're saying don't do it right now. So we don't know if that's going to be something that comes to you in the future or not. It might be. But right now, it's just not what you should be doing, okay? I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the night because I have important text messages coming through from family members. I'm going to be real. I can't focus right now. I got to see what's going on with my babies. I love you all. We will be getting back into the Thursday streaming schedule now that my health has recovered. I will see you all on Thursday at 8 p.m. We will be back here for an astral hour reading. So if you are interested in learning about the astrology of the last 2 weeks of the year and how to use it to position yourself for a powerful start to the new year, definitely come back on Thursday. I understand, Carrie. I just explained why I didn't answer it. I have to go because my family comes first. I love you down and I thank you for being here today. But I just said that I'm getting text messages from my family and my family comes first. I'm very giving in this space, but please don't ever think that I'm gonna leave before I say some shit. I love y'all. Take care. Be grateful. Be nice. We will talk soon. Okay? Everyone have a good evening. Bye.